What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are going to be talking about Bitcoin in this video today. It is the 30th, the final day of September today. 23 hours, 38 minutes left in this day. 114.1K is the price. And man, oh man, have we had a very bullish course of action that we've taken the past couple of days. There's a lot to talk about, you guys. We're going to go over a lot of it. So hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it right now, okay? First and foremost, I do want to say it's looking like my call for lower lows might be off the table now. The likelihood that we go lower than this low right now is greatly diminished with the close that we got yesterday here. Not only did we close 2 days in a row above the 382, we did a lot of bullish things, okay? We closed 2 days in a row above the 382, 1 day, 2 days here. We actually closed yesterday right above the golden ratio, which is very bullish in itself. Both very solid bodies, and we closed above this daily closing high and above the high itself, closing back into this kind of top consolidation area here, setting ourselves up for what looks to be some kind of funky looking W right here like this. I don't know, that might take us higher, inevitably to new all-time highs. Now, there's a lot to talk about before we get to that part, okay? We will talk about the bullish stuff toward the end of the video, and there's bullish things riddled throughout this video, but there is still the possibility that we could go lower. And even if we don't go lower than this low, it's very likely that we go lower from this price before moving higher. Okay, I would expect a little bit of turbulence at these levels. And again, it comes from the fact that from a high point here to a low point here, we have entered the golden ratio zone. Typically on the first attempt, finding resistance here, you come back and you find support at the 0.5 or the 382 or something in between. Lately, a lot of cryptos have been very volatile. They go from their golden ratio all the way down to their 236. So any and all of these targets are possible, be it 113.2K, let's say, 112K, 110.7K. Any and all of these targets are possible, and we still are not going to see a lower low. Now, if we were to see a lower low, we'd have to get a day to close below this red line here, ultimately making us, really start to consider that that's a possibility. Again, it is very possible that we could see a lower low, but at this point in time, I would think that we see something on the lines of a higher low, and we bounce at any one of these three areas, if not somewhere in between them. Most likely, statistically probable, between the 0.5 and the 382. So that would be between about 112.1 to 113.2K, something in that zone there. If we look at the liquidations over the past 30 days, the longs have it. The longs are back on top. So again, expressing the not the need, but the likelihood that there will be some shaking out, let's just say, a little bit of shaking out here to make people second guess themselves. Longs are dominant on the 1 day, dominant on the 7 day as well. I will say, with the shorts here, they're at least keeping up a little bit, 1.7 billion. If you're going to short on the way up, we'll keep moving up, but I don't believe that it's not that there's not enough shorts to send us higher. I just think that there's too many longs. I mean, we definitely have a lot of shorts. We could blaze through to like 119, 120K before we correct it all. But also in conjecture with this golden ratio right here, I would think that we find resistance here. There's some other good things that I want to talk about beyond just the price action. I want to take a pause real quick. We'll come back to the TA in a second. We'll start talking about what we're expecting as far as higher prices go. But I want to focus on this real quick. Brian Armstrong made a post that said, and this you guys understand who this is, okay? Brian Armstrong, whether you like him, whether you don't like him, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about who he is. Who is he in the space? He is the CEO, co-founder of one of the largest institutions in crypto, which is Coinbase. One of the largest holders, acquirers, buyers, people that are involved in the crypto space. Brian Armstrong, he's that guy, okay? And he's saying, I've never been more bullish about clear rules for crypto. This was 7 hours ago. Today, for me, it's the 29th, so it's still the 29th, even though on the charts it is the 30th, technically. I've never been more bullish about clear rules for crypto. It's obvious that market structure is a freight train that's left the station. But that hasn't stopped the big banks from coming for another handout, this time paid by your crypto rewards. They want to undo your right under the Genius Act law to earn USDC rewards. Don't let them. Banks want to ban rewards to maintain their monopoly, and we're making sure the Senate knows bailing out the big banks at the expense of the American consumer is not okay. So they're doing their best to make sure that things remain, or not remain, I should say, things as far as USD rewards and other types of staking rewards are in the power of the people, not in the power of the central banks, right? They're not the only ones who get to return interest on somebody's account, be it a savings account, investing account, crypto trading account, whatever. You have the capabilities and the power and the right to earn rewards as we see fit, right, with these cryptos. And what I think is interesting here is that he's talking about the Senate. Where is it? Right here. Wait, let's see. We're letting the Senate know. And he's making this post today, the 29th, right? It's the 30th on crypto, but it's the 29th now. 2 days from now, the Senate's meeting to talk about taxation of digital assets. And I'm wondering if taxation, if somehow the taxation regulations that they are addressing or maybe even approving on this hearing in about a day and a half from now, will they somehow validate that USDC rewards are a thing, or that other cryptos can have rewards? Is there going to be some kind of tax code that like through a loophole or through some kind of approval it solidifies our capabilities as users to receive yield rewards, not the bank's rights to monopolize it, right? I'm kind of curious. Talking about the Senate specifically, the Senate is going to meet 2 days from now, right? A day and a half from now. They're meeting specifically about crypto. So I wonder if he knows something on the inside. Not just him, and if you're still here paying attention to this, I don't know if I lost you there, but not just him, but I think the rest of us are seeing that the price is telling us something good's going to happen on the first. Something good's going to happen tomorrow based off this chart here. 23 hours, 32 minutes from now. And maybe like 12 hours into the day, right? Because typically the Western Hemisphere, the United States, we're waking up by the time the day is halfway over on this chart here. So probably from here, it'd be like a day and a half from now that they're making their decision, maybe even a little bit later than that, or that we hear the news about the hearing. You can watch the hearing. I'll be watching it live myself to try and keep up with it. But I did say we've been talking about it since, what was it, the 24th? This day here, right? Whatever we do going into the first, whether it's dumping or pumping, I was expecting that we'd be dumping, but we're pumping. I thought we might get some negative news, but it's looking like we're getting positive news. I have a feeling we're going to get some positive news going into this hearing for the Committee on Finance from the Senate, the United States Senate, talking about the taxation of digital cryptos, digital assets. I have a feeling it's going to be a positive thing, and therefore, we're moving up. It's going to be priced in, buy the hype, sell the news. So we'll probably keep moving up going into tomorrow as well, just assuming, with how pronounced these candles are. And then again, you've got one of the biggest names in the space, the CEO of, he's a big name in himself, but Coinbase, right? Like one of the biggest names in the space with Coinbase. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter pretending she's a pterodactyl, it sounds like. I don't know. But with him saying these things and talking about the Senate specifically, it just makes me think. I'm connecting two and two together here. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for things that aren't there. Anyways, let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom out. We'll look at some of these indicators and wrap this up, all right? So here you can see volume's coming in. We're moving up. Volume has died off here, but you're still moving up. You're in a very bullish posturing right now, I would say, price-wise. The RSI has cooled down a little bit. It's quite possible that we could come down. It is a little bit possible that we move up, but it depends on what we do here, right? If we move up and we're getting weaker volume, we're not getting a whole lot of volume as we move up, we'll probably just fake out and then move down. If we move up and we're getting levels of volume that are like this or that represent this back here or more, we're probably going to keep moving up. So keep that in mind, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think that here we probably first move down again because we take this high here to this low here. That's not what I meant to do. High to low, yeah. We're at the golden ratio. So to me, it would just make a lot of sense that we go down to the 0.5 or the 382 first, find support at prior resistance or at a relative fib, prior support right here, 112 to 113K, somewhere in that zone, find support, and then we'll move up. Likely tomorrow, we should be at anything from 115 to 117K, if not more. We really could be above 118K by the end of tomorrow. And again, a lot of these shorts get liquidated as we progress higher. I do expect some kind of shakeout to happen. And I mean, whether this is it, I don't think this will be it entirely. And I think we'll shake out here, move up, and probably shake out there as well. But I do expect it to not just be a straight shot up the whole way through. But at this point in time, we're starting to flip bullish. We are thinking that this is the low, that we have found the low. Call a spade, right? It's meeting the criteria that we outlined for it to be the low, and as of now that I've said that, now the price can go down. It's something that we should still keep in mind. If we do go below about 110.7K, you see prices below that level, not just seeing them below there, but if the day closes, specifically if we get a daily close below the 236, that's when we know that, okay, it's time to redact it. Yet again, we're going to flip back to the idea of going lower, and the lower target areas that we would express are probably something around 104.5 to 101K. I think closer to that 104, 105K level personally. That's where we would go. It's possible that this is a bull trap, but the thing is, guys, the volume that we saw yesterday on Monday was above average. The volume that we've seen on both of these moves really as a whole, we look at it on the 4-hour time frame, the volume was adequate. These are moves that, in my opinion, mean something. And if we find support in the area that is very classic to find support, which in this case would be 113.1 to 112K, we find support in that area right there, and then we're back up to the golden ratio. At that point, it's, I want to say, certifiable. At that point, there's no arguing that this is the low, that this is the low here. So I think we will come back down a little bit, and then we'll move up. And where we'll be by the 1st of October, I don't know, but I do expect some volatility on that day as well. Probably to the downside, we'll get some sell the news event. I'm anticipating, just looking at the price right now, I'm anticipating that we'll probably break out on the 1st. We'll probably see a massive surge on the 1st, and then we'll pull back down, find support going into that first week of October, and then continue to rally going on later in the month there. I think we're going to get some good news with this Senate hearing, and if you guys want to watch it, if you stuck around for this, you can see, let's see, what is it, Senate? I'm just going to type in Senate. Home, United States Senate Committee. Type in www.finance.senate.gov. You go to hearings, and it's the very first one right here, right? In the Dirksen Senate Office Building. Examining the taxation of digital assets. 10 a.m. I'm assuming they mean Eastern time, not Easter, Eastern. Double check with Grok, but I'm assuming it would be, 10 a.m. their time. Check back for live video of this hearing. You can literally watch it here. So we'll be watching it. That's for damn sure. I got nothing else, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Maybe I'll watch it and I'll do a live stream. I don't know. Let me know, you guys. Would you? I've never done that before, but I think because this is public data, I think I could just play the video on here through a live stream. I'm gonna look it up and make sure that I'm allowed to do that. That there's no copyright. I don't think there would be because it's a public thing. Leave in the comments. Let me know if you guys want to do a live stream, and we'll listen to this stuff and comment on it, as it goes on. Maybe we can do that. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.